Two things within humanity's control that threaten humanity are obviously nuclear weapons and climate change. And today I want to offer you a few observations about climate change, because it's self-evident that if left unchecked, climate change will not only affect our environment, but it will also deeply disrupt the economy and society. While here in Australia, we're already seeing more extreme weather events, the cyclones and the floods and the droughts and the bushfires. And just here in Hobart, in recent times, we've had unusual and very serious local flooding. Now, while it's self-evident that you can't link a particular extreme weather event with climate change, when you take a step back and look at the patterns and trends, clearly the climate is changing, and it's changing for the worse. In these circumstances, you really would think that the federal government would be doing everything within its power to address climate change. But the reality is it's not. Indeed, it's even going backwards, and its recent announcement of a so-called National Energy Guarantee really is just Canberra speak for more of the same, because the National Energy Guarantee leaves open the possibility of continued reliance on carbon-based energy, and in particular coal. Remarkably too, the National Energy Guarantee sets an emissions reduction target of only 26% by 2030, a target we are virtually already achieving. So in other words, if the government gets its way, and if the National Energy Guarantee is the future, then the future is more of the same and continued and worsening climate change. But obviously we can and we must do so much better. Our country nowadays and our children are counting on it. So what's needed is for Australia to take a global leadership role, and in every forum we can find, to be the leader calling for strong global action, to do what we can as a community of nations to lower our emissions and to prepare for the consequences of the climate change that's already upon us. And we need to focus too on countries in our region, often developing countries with limited resources. We need to share with them the know-how, the technology and the money, not just for them to lower their emissions, but also to prepare better for the consequences of climate change. And at home, we really must put our nation on a pathway to zero net carbon emissions and ultimately 100% reliance on renewable energy sources. That's how we prepare for the future. That's how we minimise the consequences of climate change and be best prepared to deal with the consequences now out of our control. That's how we do the right thing by our kids.